Hey YouTube! This is Sarah from Slimming Down Sarah. So I guess I would call it good news. I'm gonna do this video in two parts because I had two appointments yesterday. April the 21st, 2015, yesterday, I went in to see the dietitian and the social worker. So I saw the dietitian first. I went in, first off, she was super nice. She asked if I had any questions for her to begin with. And of course, as soon as someone asks you if you have questions for them, it all goes out the window. It's gone. You can't remember anything. So I told her, well, I think I did have questions, but I can't remember them right now. And I'll just, as she goes, I'll ask them if I remember them. So we spoke a lot about my food past, what I did in the past to lose weight, what has had success, what hasn't. Basically rehashing a whole lot of the information that was on the orientation paperwork. So we went over that in great detail. We went over what I'm doing right now, how I'm eating, what changes I've made to better myself for this opportunity, for the surgery. We also spoke about, in greater detail what I eat day to day. I had a food journal that I was able to show her, and she went through some of the information and, asked questions here or there for me to clarify, like, when I'm eating this. And I told her, breakfast isn't always in one set stage. Sometimes I grab a banana and yogurt before I drop Jessie off to work, and then come back home from doing that and cook myself breakfast. And it's basically, to get my motor going, and I eat it over a period of time because we are always on the go, it feels like. So we spoke about that. We spoke about the foods that I have trigger addictions to, so like pop and chips and dip and high bad carb foods like potatoes and french fries and stuff like that. And she was able to shed some light on why I was craving them so greatly. The pop had me, I guess, addicted to caffeine. It's not as easy to be addicted to food as it is caffeine per se. So she was able to shed light on, why I couldn't stop drinking the pop cold turkey, because I was going through withdrawal when I tried to do them. And even when I was doing it in baby steps, I was still going through withdrawal trying to get rid of the pop addiction. So she was able to shed some light on that, and same with the carbs, the chips and dip, the potatoes and that. She was able, your body's just looking for that sugar rush, that high energy, and then as soon as it hits that low valley, it wants more, right? So she was able to better explain that. She asked me my understanding of the surgery, so she asked me to explain how it was done, what the procedure basically entailed, how your body was altered, and why it was done that way. So, to shrink the stomach, to restrict the amount of food you have, and the intestine is so that you can't absorb as much food, that kind of information. And then she went over it again with me in a little bit greater detail that you generally don't find everywhere else, with a picture sheet basically, and it had the information there. She went over the vitamins with me, the expectations, and by then we'd also had my blood work done and had come back. So I'm a true vitamin D deficiency. That just means that I'm probably always gonna have lower vitamin D than everyone else, and I'm gonna have to compensate for that going forward in all likelihood. She's been putting me on a special prescription for my vitamin D deficiency to get me kind of back to where I'm supposed to be. And my iron is low as well, just a little bit, but not, enough to put me on pills for that as well. And I guess I'm taking those for 6 weeks, something to that effect. So We spoke a great deal about OptiFast as well. She thinks that I'll probably be on 2 to 3 weeks at most. And we spoke about my financial situation to be able to afford that and how I plan to do that out. And that's basically right now I'm getting more hours at work, so I'm saving now and just putting that away until surgery time. So we spoke about that. I can't remember if there's anything else in too much great detail that we spoke about. There was kind of a little bit of everything, and we actually spoke more than I did with the nurse practitioner, I think, about my food habits and everything. So I spoke at the end, I spoke to her about the tests that I'm supposed to be doing, the gastric scope and the sleep study, and I asked, how long am I gonna generally wait to hear from them, because I haven't heard from them yet, and it's only been a week, but I'm impatient. And she said it'll probably be a month before I even hear from them about anything. So as soon as I do get that paper saying, we have your referral and you're in the waiting list, I'm probably going to be calling them saying, well, do you have a cancellation that I can take? Do you have anyone that doesn't want to do this right now and I can come in and do the appointment? Because I'm impatient and I want this done now, and I'm not looking forward to the test, but I want them done and over with. So that basically ended up the appointment. At the end, she said she thinks I'm a good candidate and I won't have to come back and see her until pre-surgical classes, which is basically they go into greater detail about what kind of changes you'll be going through in the future post-surgery. So we ended the appointment. She took a photocopy of my food journal and sent me back to the waiting room for the social worker. So that ends this part 1 of my appointment video from yesterday. Please like the video, comment, or subscribe if you have any questions, especially about this video. I'd love to hear them. Thanks for watching.